Hey everybody, it's MommaOG. I'm back with another reaction. Today, once again, I'm doing something a little different. I know it's Saturday. I usually don't release videos on Saturday, but surprise. And Kane, surprise to you, I'm doing another one that you asked for this day. Just decided that it wouldn't hurt to do a couple. Today I'm listening to Higher Love by Depeche Mode. Now, I don't know if this is a remake or a cover of, I think it's Steve Winwood that did Higher Love, a song called Higher Love, or if it's an original song just named the same thing. But I know of Depeche Mode, so I'm not going to do any research on them. I'm quite fond of their music as well. I haven't heard all of their stuff, so this is yet another rabbit hole that I wanted to do as far as deep dives of artists I already knew. So thank you, Kane, for giving me a reason to start that journey as well. Once again, as with the last song, this is just an audio version of the song, so I've got the lyrics pulled up. I'm going to follow those as we listen. I've got my earbuds in. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, wait a minute. So there's this portion about the song that I couldn't help read while I was waiting. It says, linked to the title of the album, Depeche Mode delivers a very spiritual track. The whole song is about the feeling of connecting to a superior power, probably God. This feeling is not necessarily obtained with drugs, like the oceanic feeling. Maybe that's another song. Okay, well, that's very interesting. I'll have to see what kind of vibe I get from it as we go. All right, so let's start it over. Try not to read ahead. Sounds very Depeche Mode.
I can taste more than feel. This burning inside is so real. I can almost lay my hands upon the warm glow that lingers on. Lifted higher. My soul's on fire. By a higher. I surrender all control to the desire that consumes me whole. Leads me by the hand to infinity. Lies in wait at the heart of me. Lifted my soul's on fire. By a higher love. By a higher love. Heaven bound on the wings of love. There's so
so much in my head during that song. I'm trying to remember it all. Musically, that was completely what I'm familiar with when it comes to this band. The synthesizers are just quintessential Depeche Mode. You know, there's just certain sounds that they make and that they have. It's almost like, you know, when you hear a voice that is just recognizable, like you don't even have to know a song. If you hear a specific person singing it, you automatically know who it is. That's exactly how I feel about the music of this band. And also, having said that, his voice is also applicable to that. You definitely know when you hear this voice that it's him. Sometimes I'm a little wary about reading these about things. You know, I'm wary about anything I read on the internet as kind of a rule of thumb. But whoever wrote this suggested that he's speaking about a superior power or connection to a superior power, probably God. Now, I don't know for sure. Like it may have been about maybe his connection to God, or you know, maybe he experienced something that spiritually made him feel this way. But for me, and you know how I always try to relate lyrics to a song to my own personal experiences, this for me seems like it's all about love, and not just any love, but that one of a kind, once in a lifetime, never going to find this kind of love again type of love. There's two things it reminded me of. When you find somebody in your life that, you know, I explain this all the time. This December will be 11 years that I've been with my partner, Mike, and I've never been with anybody for longer than 3 years. After year 3 went by, and I kind of looked at him and said, you know, especially like around year 5, I'm like, you're never going to get rid of me. I hope you know that. Even today, we can still hardly believe it when we talk about it. My love for him grows all the time, and every day it gets stronger and stronger. And it's, you know, I can hardly believe it even now when I sit down to really focus my attention on the fact that I'm not sick of this person, and that he's not sick of me, and that we don't hardly ever fight. It's just unbelievable. So for me, that's the first thing this song made me think of, is when you find someone that you just know you're going to spend the rest of your life with them. And, you know, and it's not just being able to foresee that, it's actually getting the time in and putting those years behind you. Like we've got 11 years into this now, and I know I'm not sick of you yet. You know, and unless you go out and do something drastic, change completely who you are, there's not anything that surrounds you that I'm not going to be able to tolerate or deal with or love you through. Also, on the other hand, it also made me think of how we evolve as life goes on, just how we see the world. We evolve in our perspective of how we see the world and what we worry about and what we stress over. And that relates to my own relationship with religion and spirituality. I've done the conventional religious route. It wasn't something that made a lot of sense to me. At the same time, I respect everybody's right to believe in God and choose to practice their faith. As long as you're not hurting anybody, I don't have an issue with it. Having faith in a higher power, such as God or traditional God, is what you need in your life, I don't have an issue with it. But for me, I've tried it all, and I've seen a lot of things in the process that just didn't work out very well for me. Didn't make a lot of sense in my head and in my heart. And I've kind of adopted other types of spirituality that keep me grounded. Mine has more to do with my immediate surroundings and earth and nature and all of that, and energy. And, you know, it's one of those perpetual mysteries in life that none of us are going to find out or not find out until we've moved on from this earth. Nobody knows. You know, if that's what he did write this song about, if it's actually a relationship or a connection that he made with God, maybe something happened. that's an amazing message too. It's also an amazing message if you apply it to what I relate to it for as far as love goes. And 30 seconds in, when those synthesizers started going, it just kind of took me back to a time in my life when this band was pretty prominent. You heard a lot of it on the radio and MTV and all of that. So it just, it brings back memories as well. Just the sound alone and the sound of his voice can do that. So yeah, thank you, Kane, for introducing me to this song. You'll have to let me know if you want to, the significance of it in your life. And what do you think it's about? You probably know for sure. But let me know if I'm even close. Thank you all so much for being here to watch. I will see you next time. There you go, huh?
Go. Pull the pain with biofreeze and keep on going. Biofreeze. Breathe means go.
He watched the whole thing. Hang on, Huck. Let your sister get a little.